Hi everybody, Dave Bontempo for the Boxing Channel in Atlantic City. I'm very happy to be joined tonight by Bob Canobbio, the president of Compubox. It's a special anniversary tonight, Bob. 28 years since you guys came into business. First of all, congratulations. And what do you think when you think about that number?
I'm getting old. 28 years, yeah, to the day. Bramble Mancini 2 was the first fight we did in Reno. It was a great fight. And, here we are 28 years later with Adrian Broner. Good performance tonight.
Now, you guys brought the graphic age pretty much into boxing with the numbers. Over the course of time, what do you think you guys have actually contributed to boxing? How are your numbers used?
Well, really, when we first started it, there were really nothing, there were no stats in boxing. It was basically tail of the tape. So now what we do, the way this program was developed, was a barometer of a fighter's activity. Would tell you how many, punches a fighter throws in a round, what his percentages are, what's the average for a lightweight, what does a heavyweight throw. So basically we're showing you, like I said, a barometer of a fighter's activity. But then over the years, as we accumulated the stats, we're able to compare. Oh, if you throw 40 punches in a round, what does that average out to? Is that the average for a middleweight? Is it not the average? So we're trying to develop a database and show where those numbers apply to each weight class.
What I like also is looking at a fight by fight for a particular fighter. Like in this fight, he did this, and in this fight, the punch numbers are down compared to another fight. And usually you see a change in result that the numbers can tell us about.
Well, yeah, it all depends on styles. Like they say, styles make fights. And in the case of Broner tonight, he put on quite a performance, landing like 61% of his power shots because he overmatched his opponent. Reeves was in over his head. But in other fights, we have seen where a guy has thrown 80 punches around, landed 50%, and then he steps up the competition, and that number will drop off to like a 35-40%, which is about the average. So it all depends on styles. Styles make fights.
What are some of your favorite fighters that you've had consistently?
Well, we broke in. I mean, the third fight we ever did was Hagler Hearns.
That's a good one.
We're sitting there, we were at Caesar's Palace, and we're like, we getting paid for this?
How do you keep up with those? That first round?
That was crazy. The first round, I had Hagler in that fight, and they didn't stop punching. I looked down at my screen, and it's like 83 punches thrown, all power shots, no jabs. I'm like, oh my God. And it was, that was a memorable night. Ray Leonard, of course, Leonard Hagler was another memorable night. Tyson, any Tyson fight was electricity. Tyson Douglas over in Tokyo, we were there for that. That was surreal. I mean, one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. And it was just the Japanese crowd only politely applauded at the end of every round. They weren't reacting to the punches, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is like surreal. That was up there. Foreman Holyfield was another one in this building. That was another memorable night. So it has been, there's been some great nights.
Have you ever yourself gotten requests from people who like to look at fights that happened before you guys were born, like the Ali Frazier days and classic fights, to get an idea through the numbers of looking at those fights again?
Yeah, we're actually starting to expand the database more. We've done some Ali Frazier, like the Thriller in Manila. They both landed an average of 40 punches a round in that fight. That's double the heavyweight average. We've gone back and done some Ray Robinson fights, but we don't have complete rounds of him as a welterweight. But we've done some of his stuff, some early Joe Louis stuff. But we're starting to try to expand the database just to see where these guys compare with today's fighters.
All right, 28 years, Bobby. It goes quick. Congratulations on this nice journey and the success that you've had. We're going to keep looking for more.
I appreciate it, Dave. Thank you very much.
All right, Bob Canobbio always supplies a lot of the good numbers I like to watch, especially round to round, how a fighter changes. In one round you may get a lot, and then it starts to drop off, and then that guy loses. With Bob Canobbio and for the Boxing Channel in Atlantic City, I'm Dave Bontempo.